The mobile test laboratory can be transported as a detachable container body on a truck. Integrated into the bottom of the container are 4 hydraulically extendable pillars with which the laboratory can be demounted from the truck. After the hydraulic supports have been extended, they are turned into the vertical position. The test laboratory, which is secured for transport by ISO container twist locks, is now separated from the truck and raised up by the extended hydraulic pillars, so that the truck can drive out from below the container. The test laboratory is then lowered via the hydraulic pillars. After the test laboratory has been set down, the pillars are retracted again. To do this, the pillars are turned back into the horizontal position and retracted below the container. The waiting area with tent roofing is added to the container. The test persons proceed into the waiting area. The laboratory contains 2 passages in which 1 person each can be tested by medical personnel in parallel. The first 2 test persons receive entry to transfer their personal data. Blood samples for the antibody test are taken from the 2 test persons through the hatches into the central testing laboratory. The test persons enter the separate waiting area while their blood samples are evaluated. The test subject on the left side is tested negative, and the test subject on the right side is tested positive for corona antibodies here. The person who tested negative can leave the area without further action. The test person with positive IgM result is now given a throat swab for a saliva test in order to check and substantiate the result of the antibody test with a PCR test. Meanwhile, the test procedure is continued on the left side with the next test person. The swab of the person previously tested positive for corona is now tested for an acute infection with the coronavirus by the PCR test. The test procedure is continued on the left side. The swab also tested positive for a corona infection in the PCR test. The test procedure is still continuing on the left side. After both tests have confirmed an acute corona infection, the affected test person now leaves into quarantine. Furthermore, the Public Health Department is informed about the result. The contaminated test area is disinfected by UV radiation. After UV irradiation, the test procedure can now be continued in the previously affected area as well.
Bischoff und Scheck. Moving Ideas.